got it. I got it when I was waiting on you to come. Friends, here with Sean Cunningham, my good friend. I wanted to sit down with Sean today and talk about, he's running for the board of directors for the Greater Las Vegas Association of Realtors. Is it re-election?
No.
Is it considered re-election?
I don't know, but it's another election, we'll call it that.
Okay, because he has served 2 years, correct?
But I'm not on the board this year, though, so I guess it's not.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, so he has served 2 years as a director, and he's running again this year. And this man is awesome. So let me just introduce, him and I had done the Nevada Leadership Program in 2015.
Best class ever.
Best class ever, right? Yeah. It's a program, it's a year-long leadership program, and we had events throughout the year. What was your favorite event that we did?
We went to hang out with the horses for the day. That was my favorite event.
That was my favorite too.
It was scary.
That was so incredible. So what did you learn that day?
Well, we had to go out and we had to herd.
I don't know if you're supposed to tell all the details.
I don't know. Well,
oh yeah, that's true.
It's been for 4 years. Yeah. I hope they've changed it by now.
Yeah.
But we had to go out and herd in a bunch of horses, and we didn't know what we were doing, and we just we had to do.
Come over here. Oh, get in the camera. There we go.
We had to silently do it too, and so it was really great in kind of leadership and nonverbal communication because we figured it out, and it was really awesome experience. So I think about it all the time, actually.
I think about that too, because as a bunch of make it happen type of people, we were like, rah, at these horses first, and the horses were like, back up, bro.
I like that.
And I just think about how am I being? How am I? It's not about your words, it's about how you show up. And
and they followed. They figured out to follow us.
No, we figured out how to communicate different.
We figured out to get them to follow us. That was fun.
That was huge. That was huge. I loved that program. That was awesome. So being that you have already served on the board, I want, around the country, realtors associations have volunteers that head up their, what do you call it, board of directors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they make decisions for your local association of realtors. Number one, I didn't know these are volunteer positions, right?
Very
so
much.
People give of their time to go and make decisions for those boards. But so you having the experience being on the board before, what do you guys do in there? Is it like a secret or what?
Actually, the board meetings they're open meetings. So I was on the board for 2 years, and maybe 2 or 3 guests I saw the whole time. So people do not come to the board meetings, and you should come. Unless they go into executive session, which is not the majority of the meeting, you can go to the meetings, sit in, and talk to the board. And people get intimidated, I think, a lot by coming to board meetings, and you really shouldn't. I mean, the people in the room they may know more about what's going on, but they're not smarter than any of you. So go in, listen, and learn, and reach out to the board. What goes on in there, the everyday decision making, budgeting, overseeing the organization. They don't get into things like personnel. That's handled by the CEO. They get into the big picture items. And then a lot of legal issues. The last stop, the buck stops at the board. So the most important decisions that can be made are made at the board level. And so a lot of it is in confidential session. And that's why when you're voting for someone to be on the board of directors, it's not so much what I promise you I can do or what anybody says they can do. It's about who's going to be in the room and make the right decisions based on what they get at that time. Because until you get the confidentiality handled and you're able to really be involved in the meeting, you don't really know what you're going to face every year on the board. My first year on the board, we sold the building and we were building a building, and it was we're talking multi-million-dollar projects. So it's big stuff.
So you guys had some decision making in that whole process of getting our new building.
Yeah, and selling the old one, which was not easy.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me back up. Let's talk about you. How did you get into real estate? Tell us this story, because I remember this story.
My broker, Tim, he hired me when I was 17 as an intern, actually. So I was just doing flyers, and this is back when websites were considered like a novel thing to have for realtors. So I had to do the website.
What year was that?
This is 2000, October 2000.
Oh, yeah. That was...
Almost exactly 19 years ago. I was pretty young, so 17. And
did you apply for that job, or did he come offer you that job?
I applied. Actually, I was the only person who applied for the job. So
Okay.
yeah, I was an intern, and no one else wanted it. So he had no choice. He was dealt me. Let's put it that way. And I got my license at 19 years old, and then I started running a team at the age of 22, and I've been doing that for the last 14 years, basically.
That's all she wrote.
Yeah, I started doing that. I started a team, or I took over the team in 2006, which of course is the best time to expand in real estate in Vegas. That was fun.
Yeah, then the crash is like 2 minutes
Oh
later.
yeah, 06
Hey,
to
but
08,
if we
baby.
can get through that, we can do anything.
Oh yeah, I don't get worried.
I mean,
I don't have any anxiety anymore.
No, we can do anything. That was like crazy. But wasn't there a story, like something about him mentoring you up or something? Like,
Oh yeah, Tim's still my mentor. I mean,
Tim
yeah.
Cups, he's
Tim
pretty
Cups,
rad. He
Yeah.
did our leadership program with
Yeah,
us.
he's
Yeah.
one of the, he's my broker, and it's a family thing. It goes back obviously half my life now, basically. So yeah, no ego, just a great mentor in real estate to learn how to do it the right way, where it's about solutions for the client and not about making yourself feel better all the time. So Tim's he's awesome. I'm lucky.
You are very lucky to have him as a mentor, and I just got here to your gorgeous office. This is amazing that you have built for your team. It's amazing. Really nice. That bathroom light is top notch, bro. That is nice.
I'm glad you enjoyed that.
I was like, what is it? You have to hit the button for the light to come on.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
It's pretty cool.
Glad you liked it.
All right, so one of the things about realtors and the people that I surround myself with are the most awesomest givers in our community. Like, we do so much, and one of your programs that touches your heart is Junior Achievement, right?
Yeah, it's not my program. It's
Well, you head it up, don't you?
no, well, not anymore. The board does it now. So
Really?
yeah, it's on the board level. It's really amazing. It's awesome. So we started it. My brother and I think we did it maybe with our team, I don't know, 5 years ago maybe. And then CRS, our RSC, we kind of took it over and we grew it. And then the board took over about 2 years ago, took over the program. So to make it even larger, like last year we had, I think, 90 realtors that volunteered.
I love that.
Support the organization. So it's awesome. So realtors are very giving, this is very giving people. We give a lot of money, we give a lot of time. And so any opportunity to encourage realtors to give more time is great, because in the community, especially with at-risk kids, they don't get exposed as much as you would think to people like us, like entrepreneurs and small business owners, and most of us are self-made from our bootstraps. And so I love to see us get exposed to kids, because they don't understand you can do that.
Yeah.
And so you ask most kids, they want to be NBA player. So we could offer them an alternative to that if it doesn't work out, right?
This Junior Achievement program is so awesome. So I volunteered for it last year because Sean I was exposed to it through Sean and CRS. Yeah. And so you volunteer, you go into this classroom, you have a package, it's a built-in lesson that you go over, before you get to the class. But I was so afraid. I go into this I picked third graders, and I go in, and I'm like, what am I doing? I'm going to screw up these kids. I got 30 kids to teach, and I'm going to screw them up. What a huge responsibility teachers have. But anyway, so I go in and actually ended up partnering with Claudia Turkaz and a couple other of the ladies. And we had so much fun, and these kids were so incredible, and they were building a city, and the one young lady was talking about that she was idolizing us and like wanting to be like us, and it touched my heart. It was beautiful. And the schools are obviously in low-income areas in the city, and it was one of the best. I told my mom, I said, Mom, you got to come with me next time.
Yeah.
I
do it 3-4 times a year. I just pop in there. Once you do it once, it's very easy to do the next 10 times or 20 times. So once you get the jitters out, because the kids have no idea what's supposed to happen. So you're nervous, and they don't know what you're even there to do. So
yeah.
you can screw up. Don't worry about it. Just they want to see you. They want to learn what you can share with them. And I just talk to the kids sometimes, have a little Q&A. And kids in the 2nd, 3rd grade, they ask really good questions. I'm telling you, they'll ask like intelligent questions that you wouldn't even think of. And so anyway,
yeah,
that's why I love kids. The kids are I think inherently smart. I just think that society kind of screws them up, like around middle school age, and that's why I like to volunteer with kids in that age group, especially.
So Junior Achievement, you go all the way from kindergarten to high school?
The Realtors in the Classroom, which is a program through GLVAR, make sure you sign up if you haven't. It's coming up next month, October. That's a one-day program and you're done. So that program we did specifically because it's not commitment. You do one day and you're done. You could do multiple days. You can go back and do a day the week after if you want to, but you're not committed to it. There are other programs I also do. I've done high school and junior high, but those are like 6-week long volunteer opportunities. But if you're interested in doing something longer term, just let me know for sure. I'll get you hooked up with them, and they love to have you.
Yeah, and those also are box kits, right? Like you have a lesson to learn. I don't have to come up with my own program or come up with a speech. It's a box kit that you get from Junior Achievement, and they tells you everything what to do. Yeah. I love that program. I was in such resistance that day. I thinking I was going to screw the kids up. I got a flat tire on the way to the school.
I remember that.
Right?
It was a rough area too.
Yes, and I had to walk. And I'm like, Sean, can you give me a ride after? I ended up getting it figured out, but it was crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I ended up doing? Enrolling the tire company down the street to come fix my tire on site.
Oh my God.
You know,
you do what you gotta do.
You show a little smile.
Oh, yeah.
You know. The guy came up. We walked like 6 blocks down the road.
That wouldn't work for me, but
hey,
I'm glad it worked.
Yeah, it was good. But I was in such resistance that day. I was thinking, I'm gonna mess these kids up,
and
it was such a wonderful day. It was such an awesome day. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing it again in October. So I love that about Sean. He's giving and just he's a powerhouse too, honestly. I mean, but he's humble. You know, he's a humble guy.
Realtors are giving. We're in the giving business, really. And so a lot of realtors do a lot of things, and they don't ever mention it because they want to keep it to themselves, which I naturally would rather do as well, quite honestly. But I know I've seen it like firsthand. Share what you do because it'll inspire someone else to get involved. Because it's not about you or me; it's about the people we're trying to help.
Yes. And because you shared, I got involved.
Yeah, there you go.
So that's a big deal. Is there any other charities that you really love? I mean,
I love a lot of them. Spread the word. I'm a fan of them.
What's that?
Spread the word is more, again, that's a much bigger commitment. It's like a full school year commitment to mentoring a young child. I did not do it this year. I did it the last few years. It's like for the whole school year. You're trying to get a child who struggles with reading to get them up to par. And so, it was fun. One year I had 2 kids. One time I had 1 kid, and she was 1 year behind reading. By the end of the school year, she was 1 year ahead reading because she had been abused as a child. So she had issues paying attention, and so the one-on-one was really important. And that's the thing. Like you have no idea what you do matters or not. But I prefer to just, if I can help one person or 1 kid, you have no idea where that will go. So that's my goal.
That's huge. Yeah. Have you ever had any of the kids come back and say, hey, you helped me do this or that?
I'm not. Maybe even one day. I mean, they're all still kids. I mean, I'm not that old. But
well,
I've run into them like the next school year, and they're certainly happy to see me. So yeah, hopefully one day that'll happen when they get older.
That's cool. That's awesome. So in regards to running for board of directors, is there any things that you feel passionate about talking about or letting people know about?
The main thing is, I'm a believer in when you're voting for someone to be on the board, it's about the person more so than anything that they want to do. And I tell you that because there are a lot of conversations that we have in the boardroom that it may seem obvious to you which way the board will go based on your outside looking in, but when you have all the information and you're in the confidentiality section, executive session, that you have to do what's best for the board. And so I never like to say, well, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. What I will tell you is when I'm in the boardroom, I'm working for you. If you want to run a good business as an agent or broker and you want to do the right thing, then you're the person I think of in the boardroom. You could be an assistant, you can be a property manager, you can sell 1 house a year. That's not really important, but you want to run a good business, and you deserve an association that makes it a little bit easier for you to do that. And that's the longest. So every decision will be based on that kind of paradigm, and then we'll go from there. As far as the actual industry itself, you hear about being under attack, and I'm a positive person. I personally believe every issue is an opportunity to grow, and right now our association has a great opportunity to grow, and we can use our perceived competition out there to make us innovate in the way we probably should have done a long time ago.
I agree. Yeah, for sure. So when we're talking about voting and candidates, like how do you propose that we research candidates? Because everybody's got a long resume, and it looks all good and shiny and sparkly. What else can we do to research our candidates?
Honestly, just call them. I mean, the first year I ran for the board, people called me on the phone and actually asked me questions. I mean, we're realtors.
That's interesting.
We should answer the phone. So
Yeah.
we're all realtors, right?
Yeah.
Whether we're brokers or not. If you don't know, I mean, let's say you don't know the candidates. I'm assuming you probably know at least one or two of them. If you don't know the candidates, then call them and ask them. You know, if, someone in a meeting today asked about our view on community involvement and what kind of things we're involved in, like we just discussed. You could ask about if they're participating in RPAC as a major investor. Which
That's
I do.
important. Yes.
Whatever things are important to you, just ask the question and you'll get an answer. And believe it or not, them whoever wins a seat on the board will probably get like 1,000 votes. I'm just being honest with you. So out of 15,000 members, so you calling and actually asking questions, it will actually have more impact than you think.
Yeah. I had something what you just said there. Hold on. Hold on. Calling.
It's your Facebook. Take all the time you want.
Darn it. This is my show. I can do what I want. At least I'm not chewing gum today, right, Lee? I see Lee's watching.
That's all right.
Darn it.
It'll come back to you.
Anyway, so voting. The voting is next week.
September 16th through the 18th.
Monday through Wednesday. Yeah. Monday through Wednesday. What'd you guys have? You had another campaign thing today?
Oh, a ton of them, yeah.
Oh.
Different offices. So
I see. You just
EHS today, and like every day I'm at a different office.
So if you're a realtor, just make sure you guys vote. This is important. Like Sean said, we have 15,000 plus realtors in our association, and typically there's 2,000 and some change that vote, just like any election. But guys, it's important. RPAC. Why is it important, do you think, in your opinion, that someone sitting on the board is a major investor in RPAC?
Well, my whole thing is that we have such low participation rates in RPAC in our association that it's important for the board to lead on that, and that's something that we frankly need to do a better job of, because if you poll the members, if you can get them to actually respond, I'm willing to bet 9 out of 10 don't really know what RPAC is, and that's not good.
What is RPAC?
RPAC is the actual NAR's PAC, so we support candidates that support homeownership and realtors basically.
Exactly.
So it's not a Democrat, Republican. It's none of that. It's pro realtor, pro homeownership essentially, which is pro realtor. That's the kind of candidates that they look to support. So. Being a major investor, it's not that. I mean, a major investor is only I think $1,000 a year, something like that. So you're
the minimum.
Yeah. And it was a great description I heard recently is it's business insurance. So you're investing in RPAC. It's not a donation. You're investing in it to protect your business and which is your clients in the future.
Absolutely.
We've beaten back realtors. We have beaten back a lot. I mean, this last legislative session we got hit a little bit, but it could have been a lot worse. And so every time. The consumer doesn't know this, of course, which is amazing to me. They have no idea what we do for them as homeowners, but that can only be done by investing in RPAC.
Yeah, I agree, and I think it's important. I'm a major investor as well, and I think it was the first 10 years I didn't even know. I mean, we automatically donate, I don't know, $50 a year or whatever it is with our dues, right? But when I learned as I got more involved and learned what the committees did and learned what RPAC was and learned how important this is, it's not just to protect our career. This is for homeownership rights.
Yeah.
What are our lobbyists?
Yeah, they're lobbyists.
They're lobbyists. We tell them these are the important issues that we are facing, and they go after that stuff.
Funny is nobody likes lobbyists until they're lobbying for you. And so
exactly.
You want someone in there because the legislators will pass crazy stuff in Nevada, and if we don't, Congress will too. So we want people that can go and educate them because they don't know.
They're looking for people to tell them what to do, and it's important. So I believe that being a major investor is an important thing.
Frankly, it's essential.
It is essential.
If you're a working realtor and you're not a major investor, the money matters. Is what I'm trying to say, and I wish we could get that message out to members better because it's been huge wins that we've had over the years. We haven't always won, but we win a lot more than you would think, actually.
I've been trying to think of it. I was talking to Keith Lynham the other day, and he was saying we need to be better at educating the new realtors coming in of what it is, because and you hear donate, but that's not a good communication of why it's important, what it is.
Yeah.
I didn't understand until I started doing the leadership programs myself, and I'm like, duh, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah,
Yes.
When you're in the boardroom, being on the board, it really helps you because you see the fights a little more firsthand. And we again, they're big fights. I mean, we just had the one where on paper it seems logical to a legislator to do something, but they don't see the other end of it. Just like we just had with the when they changed the. So as property manager, I just got hit in the latest session as well. So my life has gotten a little more difficult because of frankly, I think an issue that wasn't really an issue, but they don't see things from our perspective or from the homeowner perspective always. It's just about educating them.
Yeah. So how did that affect your property management?
Well, it affects it because it's a little more difficult, a lot more difficult to evict somebody in Nevada. And so think about if you're an investor and you want to purchase real estate. Investors buy real estate in Nevada versus California because it's easier to be an investor. And so if you bring in a good tenant and your tenant has issues, you work with them. But if somebody is taking advantage of the situation, you still have a home. So legislators forget, we still have homeowners that have mortgages to pay.
Yeah.
They're not just multimillionaire
cash investors.
Yeah, they're not all. Some are, but a lot of them are just normal people like us.
Yeah.
Who own investment properties. And so our job as realtors is to educate them to understand that there's that the home ownership is good for the economy. It's good for Nevada.
Yeah. So the legislature was changed recently that there's a longer eviction process. There's more time involved.
The cap late fees. There's several things in there.
And a lot of that is for those rogue landlords that just do their own, not us licensed professionals that have to follow the rules.
Yeah.
And so that hurt a lot. It potentially can hurt some of our clients that rent their properties.
Yeah.
So. But we did fight that, and I went down to the city, whatever.
I know what you mean.
When they had the meeting, and you stand up and you talk and you give your feedback, and it's
calls for action that were sent out, which I know we all respond to that as well. So
that's important too. As realtors, make sure your email is accurate on your Greater Las Vegas Association of Realtors site, because that's where you're going to get your email to come vote on Sunday night at midnight. Make sure that's accurate and vote, guys. Make sure to do your homework. Reach out to Sean. We can put your cell phone number in the link in the comments. I mean, call him, ask him questions, call him about junior achievement or any of these other programs that he's a part of. He's a good dude, a wealth of knowledge, and super humble. Like I'm like just walking around his new office. It's not new. It's been here 3 years, but I'm like, dude, you got good taste, bro. This is like really nice. Like it's not just thrown together, but he's a good guy. Anything else you want to cover?
No, I think we're good. I mean,
this is just a conversation between friends, but I wanted to make sure to introduce you guys to Sean, and he is I trust that he would have our best interest in the boardroom for sure. Yeah. And the best interest of the members and the community. Really. I love it. My friend, you're awesome.
I love you too.
All right, you guys. I'll put his information in there. Contact him. Bye.